Segment 2, Avi Meyers, Northtown Neighborhood News Magazine. Welcome. Tire Tatukuku, Sunny Hersh, thank you. Website, watch us live on the web at ntnm.org. You can put in the wwws. For CAPS, caps24.org. It is a pleasure and privilege to have a frequent guest on our show, and somebody who many of you request that he be on more frequently, so this is more frequently he's here. He was on during the summer, now it's the fall. Well, actually, it's winter by the time this airs. It is my pleasure and privilege to have the chaplain of the Midwest Hospice and Palliative Care Center, carecenter.org, okay, and I'm always going to mess it up a little bit, Rabbi Pinchas Eisenbach. Rabbi Eisenbach, how are you?
Thank you.
Tell us something about what is a, well, of course, a hospice is when a person, like has no more hope and it's about time to go, that's when people start talking about hospice. So tell us, what does a hospice chaplain do?
A hospice chaplain helps people when they are very sick, at the last stages, to calm them down, to prepare them, and reminiscing about his life, that what he accomplished, and his children and grandchildren. And many times we have people who stay a little longer because in a hospice we also have palliative, which means we are controlling and we are making sure that the patient is not in pain. And by doing palliative care, we usually see to it that the patient is not only in pain, but is also comfortable. And in palliative care, we also deal with not only all denominations, but we do something different than other people do. We listen to people with the third ear, because we are not judgmental, because our organization is a non-profit organization, and we try to accommodate everyone. But the most important is to listen and to guide them. For example, a person has a problem. We guide the family and also the patient to see what their needs are. Because we are not like other people who, when they do things, they consider themselves, it has to do with me, myself, and I. We look for what's positive for the patient. And many times we even graduate people. People become better. And sometimes, unfortunately, we know people are going to die, but we make it that their life has a meaningful ending. They die with dignity. It only takes 1 minute to die sometimes. But in the book of Genesis, we have the story of Jacob, which is talking the process of living and the process of dying. We make sure that when they live in a hospice, that every day is accountable, every day is a meaningful day, and we appreciate every day. Because some people perceive life that, tomorrow is the ending, we're finishing it.
Now, I guess when people know they're at that stage, do they have this appreciation usually?
They have the appreciation. Not only they have the appreciation, but they also talk about their lives. And I tell them, why don't you look? There's a special book of 5 wishes. Look at the special book, or if they're Jewish, look at the living will, and talk to your rabbi. And we involve the rabbi or the clergy to make sure that we're on the same page.
Okay. Now, there's many different kinds of rabbis. You were pointing that out to me before.
Yes, we have Reform rabbis, we have conservative, we have traditional. But at this point, I don't look at religiosity. I look what's good for the patient, and what should be done.
Okay.
Because once you start thinking and you help the patient, then everything falls in place.
Very good. And that's the whole goal, is to help the patient. So, even though there's a specific Jewish hospice, not all the people you take care of are Jewish by any means.
Not all of them are Jewish, no.
Yeah.
But the most important is to be a mensch. A mensch is humankind, to deal with them with dignity, that they know that they have someone they can call anytime, they can depend on. Because sometimes they're afraid to talk about the problems, or they're afraid to express the feelings or vent out. And it's very important when they tell you, look, I have a problem, how do I deal with my children or grandchildren? Should I tell them? Should not I tell them? I said, of course. But each case, in each individual case, is completely different, because you have to look in each case, what do I do? Because you don't want to aggravate the person or, God forbid, make him die faster. Because sometimes by telling a person there are different opinions, how do you do it and what you do. So you have to use common sense.
Right. No, you definitely don't want to end somebody's life faster. We don't do those things that
way.
Right,
and we don't.
I got to tell you, there's a lot of movies that are popular these days that I won't have anything to do with or watch if This whole suicide thing and assisted, killing themselves just really makes me sick. I know you shouldn't be commenting on that because you're in a different field. You were telling me something interesting about rabbis before we were on the air. You want to talk about it, or?
Yes, we have different rabbis. We have even a lady rabbi, and the reason we have because sometimes a lady would like to talk to a lady, and I understand if it has nothing to do how religious they are because they feel more comfortable to talk lady stuff, and if I say a lady can benefit from a Jewish rabbi, why not?
Okay. How big an area do you cover?
I cover, Highland Park, Northbrook, Chicago, Lincolnwood, Skokie, and many times I go to Libertyville.
So you travel the rounds?
Right, and even we have places in the South Side. Once in a while we have a Jewish person.
Yeah.
Which people wouldn't believe who's going to go in the South Side for a Jewish patient,
Well, actually, no, there's an awful lot I don't know what the population's like now, but I know in Homewood Flossmoor and that area.
Exactly, we go over there.
There were an awful lot of Jewish people at one point. Is that
Correct.
still a large community there?
Yes.
Or? Yeah.
And we go there to accommodate every religious person.
Very good. So if people want to contact you, what number do they call?
847-467-7423.
847, go ahead.
467-7423.
The website is carecenter.org. It's the nonprofit Midwest Hospice and Palliative Care Center. Maybe it's Palliative Care Center and Hospice, but that's what it is, of the North Shore, and you have the first uniquely Jewish hospice.
Correct.
Of anybody in this entire area. We want to wish you all the luck in the world. Rabbi Pinchas Eisenbach, want to thank you. Of course, thanks as always to my entire technical crew, Sonny Hersh, and we want to wish you all the luck in the world in your endeavors.
Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you, and you too.
You're welcome.